morning, everyone. I'm glad that you can join me here today for this video. My name is Paula Smith, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, it's my pleasure to introduce people to the magic that can be found in ink, paper, and stamps, and to encourage them as they explore all the possibilities available to them. I get to teach the skills, you get to set the pace. Now, my craft friends know that I don't like throwing scraps away. They tease me all the time. They've tried to reform me, hasn't been successful. But I recently found a hashtag, Scrappy Strip Technique, and I knew that it was perfect for me. And for those of you who, like me, like to save those little bits and pieces. So on to the crafting fun. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe to my channel, leave me a thumbs up, just leave me a comment, let me know what you think. If I'm not able to get to comments during our time together, I'll go back and check them after this is over. I teased earlier with a picture that looked very similar to this. Here's what this will turn into. This is what we're going to do. Now I get to show you how to do that. We are going to start with a piece of 8.5 by 11 basic black cardstock. To make our basic standard card base, we're going to cut this at 5.5. And we're going to score it at 4.25. As you'll notice, our trimmer has both a cutting blade and a scoring blade. So it does double duty, and it is fabulous. So we're gonna set this aside for just a minute. You're also gonna need 2 pieces of basic black cardstock. These will be cut at 5.25 by 4. You're also gonna need a scrap piece to be able to put your sentiment on. And you'll need 1 piece of Whisper White cardstock that'll be cut at 5.25 plus 4. This will be for the inside of the card. What you're also gonna need are about 4 to 5 strips of each color that you want to use for your card. The colors I chose for mine are the 2018-2020 InColors. Most of these I have cut already just to save us time, but I will show you how easy it is, and you don't even have to measure. So we're gonna take our now, let me show you this. This is my scrap collection. As you can see, sometimes I have big scraps, or sometimes I have little scraps, but I always find a use for it, so I don't like to throw them away. So what we're gonna do for this is I'm gonna cut, to show you how we do this, I'm going to cut some of the lovely lipstick, and I will cut, let's see, I'll cut some of the Blueberry Bushel. The only measurement that you need is you need to be sure that the piece is long enough to go all the way across, that there's some on either end. If you have a piece that's only maybe this big, it won't work for this technique. But let's get cutting. So what we're gonna do, we're going to angle this across. No measuring, just angle. And we're gonna cut. And we have a piece that's on a diagonal. Now we'll just turn it the other way, and we'll just cut some more. And I'll cut one more. And you can see, I'm not measuring anything. I'm not using the lines. I'm just eyeballing it and cutting. So that's some more of the lovely lipstick. And we're gonna cut a few more of the Blueberry Bushel. And I'm gonna do maybe one more. That one has a lot of diagonal. I might not want quite that much, but I'll have it if I need it. Now we're gonna do this one. Okay. Now that we have those cut, I'm going to bring back my piece of basic black, and I'm going to bring out my silicone craft sheet. And I'll show you why in just a minute. I think I need to clean this. It has glitter on it. And I will need my multi-purpose liquid adhesive. Now we're going to begin to build our card. The first piece that you put on the edge does need to be straight. You'll see why later when we get to cutting, because you're going to need one straight edge to be able to trim this down. So we're going to try to put the glue just in the center and not on the part that's going to hang over. You can see I'm not putting it right up against the edge. I'm leaving a little black margin around it. So now we have our straight edge. From here, you just build your card the way that you would like. It depends on your personality. If you're the person that likes to plan, you'll probably want to maybe lay out the strips, make sure that's the way that you like it. If not, you can just wing it. I've done both and both work fine. So we're going to do this one. This one doesn't have much of a diagonal to it. And we're going to lay it right here next to this one. You can see there's a little bit of black in between. And then we're going to pick another one. This is Pineapple Punch. Beautiful bright yellow. We're going to put that right there. Now, so you don't have to watch building this all the way across. I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like when you get it built all the way across. And what we're going to do now is we're going to trim it. So we get our trimmer back out. And you'll see this is why you can see on this edge, this doesn't give us a straight edge. This does. So you're going to put that up against here. And you're going to trim that down. Now, some of that might have a little glue on it. It might be a little sticky. You can just wipe it off. Now we're going to do, now that we have this straight edge, we're going to cut this little bit off. This didn't. Now we're going to do this side. And as you can see, we have this beautiful layer that's going to go on the top of our card base. What we're going to do now that we have all the straight edges, we're going to trim it. We're going to trim it down to 5 inches. And I'm going to trim on this side just because there's more of the green here. So we're going to trim this to 5. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll trim this to 5. Well, and then I'm going to trim this to 3 3/4. I'm going to trim this to 3 3/4. I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm just going to trim this off right here that didn't cut very cleanly. Okay, now what we're going to do, we'll take this piece of black and we're going to use dimensionals to put this on. And because it's black, I'm going to use our black dimensionals. So we turn this over. I tend to put a lot of dimensionals on my projects. Another thing that my friends tease me about. I love the dimensionals. I like that they give it lift. I like that they keep it, it doesn't, when I put a lot, it doesn't sag in the middle. So you just do you. If 3 or 4 are fine for you, then just do that. And I'm gonna do this right here. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this off. You see how they're black? So they won't show as much. I hope everybody's doing okay and not getting cabin fever too bad while we're all in quarantine and shut down. Of course, I know some of you are probably working. Now, we're gonna line this up on this piece of paper. Lining up black on black can be difficult because it's just hard to see. So we're gonna try to do this, and not being able to stand straight over it makes it a little bit harder, but we're gonna make this work. Okay, now we're gonna take this and we're gonna put it on our card base. You remember we cut it at 5.5 and we scored it at 4 1/4. We're going to, I like to use my bone folder. We're gonna give this a nice, neat, crisp edge. Then I'm gonna use some snail adhesive. To put this on my card base. Once again, it's black on black, so we're gonna put it right there. Now, as you can see for the sentiment on here, that has been heat embossed. I didn't want you to have to listen to all the noise from that, so I went ahead and did this ahead of time. I realize it's off center. I like the little edge that it gives it having this over here. So once again, I'm gonna use some of those black dimensionals. And we're gonna pop this up on here. These little white things end up all over my house. My husband's a golfer and I used to pick on him about his golf tees being everywhere. Now we have dimensional backings everywhere. And I'm just gonna put this on here and put it down. We're gonna open up our card. Here's the piece of Whisper White cardstock that we cut earlier. We're gonna put this on the inside. Now, white on black works great, so here we go. I haven't decided yet exactly who I'm going to send this to, so I don't know yet if I want to handwrite a greeting in here or stamp something and then handwrite a note at the bottom. So I'm not going to do the inside right now. But now I have a card that I can send to someone that I've been thinking about during this time when we're all social distancing and we can't hug and visit and go have coffee like we used to. But I want them to know I'm thinking about them and that I can't wait till we can get together when we get back. So, let's see. I wanted to show you again the colors that we used. They are the 2018-2020 InColors. They will be retiring on June the 3rd when our new annual catalog comes out, which is always exciting, but I'm gonna really miss these colors. I love the lovely lipstick and the blueberry bushel and the pineapple punch. They're so bright. If you like these colors, you might wanna go ahead and get them. They will sell out before the catalog debuts. Also, if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe to my channel below and just leave me a comment or a thumbs up. I'm going to leave links to all of my social media channels in the description below. And my blog post will soon have one with the names of all the individual products that I used, along with all the measurements in case you did not have time to write them down. I would love to see what you create Please be sure to post a picture on my Facebook page. Thanks for joining me. Please stay home, stay safe, and stay well. We're going to get through this together. Bye.